Hey YouTube, doing a quick summary follow-up on the OpenSea Gun Deck wallet. So I did the first kind of initial unboxing slash impression. So now I wanted to kind of give a quick uh, kind of review now that I've used it. Now I didn't make it as long as I had hoped with it, just because I've a few wallets I want to try out, and I think I used it for like 2 weeks, and I think I kind of got enough to at least make a initial judgment call compared to what other ones I've tried, and kind of give my opinion on it. So overall, so far, this has been probably been my least favorite wallet. Not to say it's a bad wallet, just the other ones I've tried have been much better. So like the Hobei, um, the Travax, and right now I'm using the Johnny wallet. So I'll probably I'll follow up on this one probably in a couple days. But so now that I've got kind of three that I've evaluated, you know, I think as I do more of these, I'll probably start kind of ranking them. So right now, having three so far, I'd say the Hobei is my favorite, or first. This will be my second, and this one is kind of 3 out of 3. But spoiler alert, I think the Johnny wallet's going to give the um, Hobei a run for its money. So what did I like about it? Well, first of all, what I did like about it is the color. I mean, this has been my favorite color of all the wallets. I don't know why, but I didn't think I'd like it that much. But this blue has been just, I don't know, I just love this blue. So I think if I were to get the Hobei all over again, I'd get it in blue. But here's kind of my biggest reason why I don't quite care for it. It's too big, and I said that, and I know I keep saying that about all the wallets I try, but from a usability standpoint, I mean, I'm always thinking I'm at the store, you go to pay, how easy and quickly can I get my cards out? So that's kind of where I want to first use these for a couple trips at the store to see kind of how they do. And this one is just didn't do good. So I used it once in the store, and I kind of struggled because look how deep all the cards are. I mean, you've got there's just so much extra room. I feel like this wallet could have been so much thinner or smaller, because I mean, the crease is right about, you know, here, and you got to look at this. I mean, it's like I don't know, almost a half an inch or a half an inch. I mean, there's just a lot of space left, and the cards just sink too far in. So to try and get a card out, I mean, it's, it's a solid two-hand job to try to get all these cards out and navigate through them. So that's my biggest reason for it, is it's just too big. I mean, yes, I can leave my cards out like that, but then I feel like I'm having to do something that I feel like the wallet just should have just been that way. So, and that kind of goes for money too. So if you try to get money, put some money in there. If you try to get your money, will sink pretty far deep too. So even that you have to dig for. So if you put the money in, you get it in there, and it's I mean, not as deep as the cards, but it's in there. So after like maybe a week with it, I discovered this problem. So what I tried to do is shrink it. So I did soak this in hot water for about 5 minutes, and then I hair blow dried it to kind of get it mostly dry, and then I just let it sit overnight for it to completely dry out. And it did kind of shrink up a little bit. So I mean, what you're seeing now is just it already shrunk, so it was a little bigger to begin with, but not a whole lot. Not as much as I'd hope it would shrink, but it shrunk enough, or at least some. Um, so that kind of helped out a little bit. And if you ever want to attempt to shrink these things, it's pretty easy to do. And like I said, what I did is about 5 minutes, just soaked completely in water. I took it out. I hair blow dried it for like on a low setting for maybe like 10 minutes, just to kind of get it maybe like 80% dry, and then I just let it sit. And then after that, it dries super stiff, and that's when you got to really be careful, because if you try to open it, you'll probably crack it. So then what I did then is I used so this is my go-to product, because from a lot of my leather stuff is leather honey, and I applied a full coat to the outside. Again, let it soak for maybe like half the day, and then came back in the evening, and then I maybe I applied some more, and I slowly then kind of started to kind of, loosen it up a little bit, and I was able to finally open it. And I did a third final coat, and then just kind of, loosen up a little bit. And now it's kind of right back to where it was, where it's nice and soft. But the shrinking in the water didn't help a whole lot. It did a little bit, but not as much as I'd hope. But that's really kind of my only drawback with this wallet, is that it's just too big. And again, it's a drawback for me. It may not be for you, because maybe you carry enough cards that fills it up. I don't. But I think even if you put a lot of cards in, I don't know if it still would fix the issue of it being too deep. You can just see, it just, a little too deep from, I think, for it to be kind of a user-friendly wallet. So that's my only drawback to it. Other than that, it's perfectly constructed. I know I commented on the precision of the cuts on the Hobe. I had to actually do some of my own trim work to kind of make it close properly. This one, I didn't have that problem. So this one closes up fine on its own. You see it's pretty straight here, so didn't have that issue with this one. So but otherwise, if it wasn't so darn big, I think this could be a better wallet. The other part too is the reason I gave it a kind of a low score is, to be honest, I kind of like the top sider type opening, kind of like the horizontal rotation. Now that I've had it for a while, I find that easier to kind of do in a store, because you can basically do this one-handed easier, where this one you could, it's just a little harder to kind of pull it off. So that's by the other part too, is I kind of like this orientation better. But other than that, it's not a bad wallet. I don't mean to say that you shouldn't buy it. I would just say buy this one instead, or buy the Johnny wallet instead. And this one obviously is a little bit of in its own league, because this is kind of I don't know, obviously it's kind of a little different than, these are obviously more kind of artisan type wallets where appearance matters. This is just more a tool based wallet. So I don't know if you can really judge these two together, but I'm going to. So from a wallet standpoint, I do like this one better than the Gun Deck. I actually like this one better from a usability standpoint than the Hobe 2, but it's just kind of ugly. So that's my only drawback. Plus, and I like leather. So, but yeah, I don't have. It's a pretty simple wallet, so I don't know what else I can say about this one. Otherwise, it works. It's a wallet. Hold your stuff. It is. It is pretty side pocket friendly in my opinion too. I carry this one in my side pocket and in the rear pocket. So felt fine in both. I had no issues whether it was side or back pocket. I especially now with COVID, I'm not really wearing dress pants a lot because I'm working at home, so I can't really test it from that standpoint. But I wear gym pants a lot, so when I run to the store on the weekends, I'm usually throwing this in my side pocket. If I'm going out in the evening wearing jeans, I'll put this in the rear pocket then. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, I've had no issues with it. If it wasn't for the size, I think it probably would be a tougher call which one to deal with. But that's my only caveat, is just kind of practicality. You're at the store trying to get those cards out when they're so deep in, and it just adds to the size. I would have much rather seen this wallet be a little bit thinner and narrower and a little more compact versus having this extra space. So yeah, that's my final take on this one. It's probably gonna go to the side now for a little bit, just because I got a few other wallets that I'm gonna be using. Right now, I started using the Johnny wallet and kind of at the same time as this one. But then I went full-time Johnny wallet, and I'm actually liking that one a lot. I'll probably do a video next week on that one as I finally conclude my time with that one, and then I'm going to switch over to the Lost Dutchman, which I think I could see being the top one. Just the feeling from my initial kind of unboxing with it. But if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, like I said, not a bad wallet, but I would probably recommend this one more. The Hobe or the Topsider. So the Hobei is kind of the equivalent to the Nimitz, which is this model. This kind of single extra slot is the topsider, which competes with the gun deck. So that one actually will probably be a little bit even more thinner because you wouldn't have this extra layer that this one has. So without that, this would be even more compact. So yeah, all right guys, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for some more wallet videos here in the next couple weeks. Take care.